now, without further ado, I have the distinguished honor and privilege of presenting to you the Queen of Color, the Mother of Artists, globally acclaimed, award-winning master acrylic artist, and the star of our show, Ginger Cook, as she once again mesmerizes her audience with the daring do's and don'ts of painting with acrylics. And you're on.
Hi, surprise! It's a
Surprise, surprise,
Wednesday.
surprise.
It's Surprise Wednesday, you guys, and we're trying something new. John and I are trying something new. It's
disclaimer right off the bat.
Yeah, this is something new. Here's the thing: we're trying to figure out how to make the YouTube things more fun and interesting, no matter when you watch them. Okay. And so one of the things we're going to be doing today for our audience that has joined us as we're filming this, what we term is quote live audience,
live studio audience,
the live studio audience, yeah, you guys, is that we will be doing a 10-minute painting at the end of this and do a little giveaway. Well, those are fun. I like to do them. I got a letter in the mail from somebody just the other day that said that they'd had some stuff that was going on their life that had been very stressful, and just winning that painting made them feel like life had turned around a bit for them. And sometimes we don't know the impact that stuff has. You know, a kind word on Facebook to someone's artwork, you don't know. We all have impact, and the internet has brought us all closer together as a global community. I look at you all, I consider you all my friends, even though sometimes we're just talking through emails or on Facebook or just like I'm talking to you. So let's just plan to have a great day. We're going to have a great painting. John and I, on one of our trips to Mexico, through our cruising, which we're mad for, is John took this neat photograph from these Aztec ruins overlooking the bay. And if you imagine that, 1,000 years ago, that there were people living in this area, and that was their, backyard was this scene that we're going to be painting today, which I think is way cool. And of course, I was really captured by the emerald green water. Okay?
Ooh, I love that emerald green water.
The emerald green water. So, if I can find it, we want to use phthalo green. We're going to want to do that. And I'm just in case you're all scurrying around looking for it too, I'm going to be sort of scurrying around. And I want to take a moment to invite you to watch, to watch the videos on our channel, subscribe to our channel. Apparently, there has to be these cartoon quotes around the little bell if you want to be notified when we're going live. Now, what we're going to be doing a little differently is our live members, our live people, will see it today.
Live people.
I know come on. Our live people are going to see it today, right? And then we're going to take it. Then we're going to lock it up in the vault. It'll go in the vault, and then next Wednesday we're going to air it. Okay.
Ooh.
So
this is one for the can.
So rather than pre-record a lesson and air it on Wednesday, we're letting you be part of our lesson, because one of the things that's kind of neat is that you're going to ask us questions. I'm going to answer the questions. And that makes it much more interesting than we think it's going to be fun. So you guys are in on you guys.
This is our first one.
We've never done this before. I mean, if it bombs, we won't do it again. But we think it's a good idea, so we're doing it. So
if you're watching this as a recording, leave a comment down underneath the video. Let us know what you think of us doing it this way, having a live show, semi-live.
So just, don't worry about it. I wouldn't try, if you're trying to paint along with me and then you think you can come back and watch it later, you won't. Not till Wednesday. So
not till next week.
Not till next week. So you can just watch it and have fun and play with the chat if you want today. Or you can try and paint along. It's a 6x8. It's a pretty simple picture. John, if you'd like to
scoot
on down. There's our disc here.
I scooted.
Yeah, isn't this gorgeous? And what I did with this, which is you really zoom in on it, is you see these bits of color here? That's a Holbein violet color I mixed. And I allowed that to peek through the clouds. Now, I'm not using Holbein paint, but I do have sort of a purple background here, which has similar. So if you need a violet, one way, I'm going to show you how to make a violet in a minute. Okay, I'll show you how to make the violet, because I think that's the key to making this painting look good. And the other thing is I wanted to show you guys some stuff. Okay, Barbara Haven sent me this beautiful card, just a card thanking me so much for
For the lessons.
For the lessons, being an Academy member and what she's learned. Now, this is actually one of our Academy lessons, and people are customizing their coffee cup. I think I had a little chef on mine. She put a dog on hers.
I love that dog.
Isn't this a so much better idea than mine?
I think that is great.
I like yours better than mine, Barbara. I tell you, it's much better. Oh gosh! So, and look at these beautiful books. See how she's got them kind of all worn. You know how books get. You know, these remind me of, you know, and just the glasses. These are the kind of glasses. You know, I guess we're all at a certain age. Did I bring glasses? Yeah, I got them. See, see here. See my glasses? They're kind of like that. Yeah. So anyway, I think this is way cool. And did you know that you can take your paintings and make beautiful note cards out of them? And then she wrote some stuff on the back here too. So way cute. And then I want to give a big thank you to Robin Coate, who sent us, I think she saw me struggling around trying to sharpen this stupid thing, and even with my fancy English sharpener, and she sent me a box
of,
look
at the colors.
Look at this, of pastel, these are real pastel, I've already used them, pastel pencils. So thank you, Robin, love it, okay?
We love gifties.
Like gifties. All right, so this is what we've got here. Now I thought I would show you real quick how to use, how to make a violet color. So you want to start with purple. Okay, I don't think we're going to need that then. You want to start with purple, dazzling purple, and that's one of the colors. If you know, if somebody wrote me today and said that one of the things that's a little discouraging to them is that they look on the computer at my paintings and they look at their paintings and they feel like they're not getting the colors. Well, guess what? The computer kind of backlights the images, and so they're going to look a little brighter. And no two monitors are the same. One of our members actually, her monitor was so off because the yellow spectrum thingy had died. It just quit. And so she wasn't getting anywhere near the colors. One way you can do it, if you want to make sure that you're closer to the colors, is look at the picture on your cell phone as well as your computer. You know, use two different devices to look at it, either your TV or your cell phone. Compare monitors, and that may give you, maybe sort of give you a better balance of what we're looking for. Okay, and let's see, what do we got in here? Let's see. I said we were going to want some sort of violet. I'm going to want a brand new white, John, if we have it. This is a sort of a antique white, but that won't work.
You don't. No white.
I'm going to need a brand new white here. That white is probably the color we go through the most. Okay, so what I'm looking for now is magenta and white. And this is how we're going to make that color, okay? Still a brand new tube and we managed to leave the cap off. So don't feel it's just us, right? And I was sitting there. John called me over today. This was really funny. He says, hey, aren't you going to come up? We're doing a live show. And I thought it was 2:30. I was down there on Facebook, downstairs on my computer, happily typing away to everybody and their uncle on Facebook. And
minor details.
Minor details. And he's, like I say, he's looking for the white.
Yeah, and I'm not having good luck.
Well, look in the closet, please.
Well, I know we have those big jars of it.
No, we have some tubes in the closet.
So you think... The cool thing is I can take you people to the closet with me.
We have a supply closet with stuff. I've got a little, this is about out of this. This is titanium white, but this is the golden flow. But that it should, for the purpose of what I'm trying to show you, it should make it easy enough to show you how to do the color. So we're going to start with white and a little bit of magenta, okay? Like that. Okay, so I've got this nice pink. And then I'm going to add a tiny bit of purple to it. And that's how I'm going to get this this beautiful violet color, this sort of orchid. I think it's almost an orchid. Doesn't it look like an orchid to you?
We are out of white.
Oh man, that is so dumb. You know, I've got white in the other room, big tube of it, you know, in the Studio A.
Well, I've got the jar if you want to break into one.
Yeah, we'll break into a jar. What the heck, right? Let's be the last of the big spenders. We got all these stupid jars that we got. We got those jars when they were free. All right, see my violet color? It's not quite as bright as that. Now, the other thing you could do is you could add a tiny bit of ultramarine blue if you want to just be a bit of a chemist here. Just the tiniest bit. It would be like next to nothing. That Holbein violet color is so beautiful. And that's what I did this one. I'm going to put a tiny bit of blue in there. Just blew this up. Yeah, that's what it needed. That's there, see? Ha, are you impressed? That's what it needed, like 1% of that blue. So I like that so much that even though this painting, purple is okay, it will be better when it's violet. So I'm going to just take a kind of a soft brush, and particularly this part where the sky is and stuff, and I want some of that shining through. I'm just going to paint over this picture. Oh, someone's mowing the grass. It's already starting to sneeze here. I'm going to just cover this whole thing with this violet color. And that is a nifty color, isn't it? Just it's really an orchid. Okay, so to reiterate how we made that was we did how did we make it? Oh yeah, we did magenta, quadrichrome magenta, dazzling purple, white, and like tiny bit of ultramarine blue. And that's how we got this shade. Okay?
Great color.
Yeah, that's a beautiful color, isn't it? And it's really, that's truly an orchid color. So, all right, this brush goes in water. John, I want to dry this. I guess we're going to have to...
Oh.
Do we have a way to mute?
Well, no.
No.
Go ahead and I'll shift over to my mic. Okay. All right, she's drying that off. Hey, we'd like to thank everybody for showing up today on this little impromptu. Again, what we're doing is we are doing some lessons, so when we're gone, we will have semi-live lessons for you to view, and that's what this is going to become. We're filming it live on September 5th, 2018 at 2 p.m., and we will re-release it probably noon on Wednesday of next week. So then if you're trying to paint along, you have a week break, or you can just go for it. So we'll see how that goes.
Before you turn my mic.
Okay, well that's good. I'm glad I was turned it on back off again very quickly. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. If you have any questions, put them in caps. We'll try to catch them and answer them as we go along.
All right.
No, wait. Now you're back.
Okay, so good. This is pretty, right? So.
It's gorgeous.
All right, so about 4 fingers up from a 6x8, yeah, is the horizon line. So that's like, yeah, 4 fingers. Yes and yes. So let's use some of these nifty pencils. Yes and yes, let's do that.
You like those pencils?
Here's a green one. I like that. It's going to be green water. Let's see how they work. These are, I love these. They're such a nice gift. I so appreciate it. All right, just very gently going to go across like that. And say that's where my water is. Is that right?
What?
No, it's not even close. It's here. Okay. Now, let's see how these work. They erase. Aren't you guys impressive? Impressed? All right, they erase, sort of. Okay. Well, that's going to be it. So I'm going to just probably do a white one here. I'm going to just say, there's my horizon. I got that too high. I don't know how I did that. But this is where my water line is here, not halfway. All right, so you never really want it halfway. All right, there's my water line right there. Let me try a white one. I think you can see that better. Maybe yellow. You'll see yellow better, won't you? Yeah, okay. There, can you guys see that?
Well, I could see what you had, but yeah.
All right, so that's that. Now, so all of this above here is going to be sky, and then this in here is going to be, you know, our rocks and everything. So I will put, let's see, you gave me some white paint in a jar. Now, this trick about using jars is that you have to have a clean something to get the paint out. It's got to be a designated something, okay? It can't be, once you decide this is how you're going to get the paint out of any particular jar, then what you want to do is make sure that this one will only be used for that, okay? For the rest of the painting thing. I suggest sometimes, you know, paper, you know, plastic spoons or something, knives, that's a good one. All right, so I've got my ultramarine blue. Let me just get this out of the way in here. You just go away. Now, get things from rolling into all the paint. Awesome. There. Now I can see what I'm painting. Okay, so far so good. Everybody's with me. All right, so let's just make some very, very easy clouds. Okay, so I think we're going to take.
As you're doing, who got my zoomer? Seeing me?
Are you missing a zoomer?
I got my zoomer. Jackie is asking. Jack is asking, how do I know what colors to use for my underpainting if I use a photograph?
Well, I mean, you know, there's an artist in Hawaii that just paints all her underpaintings red. One of our members takes all the extra paint, puts it in a jar after every session, and the underpainting is gray. So it doesn't really, you know, if it's a sunset, it doesn't matter. It depends what it is a photograph of. Doesn't matter. What's the photograph of? What's the color underneath the color? What's underneath the color? What's going to show up, right? So it just depends where you're going with that, okay? I was just doing a pack for one of our members, Alicia, from China today, and my suggestion was she had a photograph that she was using, and she did the background exactly like the photograph, and I suggested in the video pack, which she has not yet seen, that that she do a dark background. So just because the photograph photograph is just really not always what you go by.
You have to remember your lights and darks.
What's your center of interest?
Yeah.
You know, wherever there's a light, there's a dark. Let's put a little purple with that.
Focus the attention. Who's the star of the show?
Yeah, who's the star of the show? All right, so here's a little bit of this ultramarine blue. Let's add a little bit of, we're just playing with some colors here, assuming we have some out. Let's see, where is everything? I mean, this is, what are you? Oh yeah, let's put a little raw umber in that sky. That's a good color for just kind of toning things down. The blue, and that'll kind of age it a little bit. There you go, a little bit of raw umber. That's a beautiful, look at how I made kind of a blue-gray color. Now I'm going to just come up here like this, suggest I've got some clouds going across here like this, like that. See, kind of back and forth. I want to leave some of this purple, magenta color, and I'm going to come under here like this, and using just kind of round the brush, kind of suggest here's some clouds.
Yeah, this lesson will not be available to watch until next Wednesday.
Yep, until next Wednesday.
You can have it now, and you can have it next Wednesday.
You guys are in, but we're doing a giveaway today just for the studio audience that's participating in our
our live studio.
For our live studio audience, the ones that are participating and asking the questions. Okay, there we go. I'm going to darken this up a little bit. Darken some of this. Okay. I'm going to come down here to my horizon line.
Robin Clinton, you know that the pencils work like a pastel or a chalk, and they erase easily with a wet brush or towel.
Oh, excellent, Robin. Okay, that is excellent. Good to know. Thank you. Really like them. Thank you very much. It was such a nice surprise. Who doesn't love gifties? Wow, it's always so fun. It's like, wow. Okay, so we got a little bit of a blue line coming down here like that, and then I want to come up with the white here, and I'm just gonna. You can use a lot of brushes for clouds. Somebody we know wrote us and said that she's using a fan brush in getting clouds. You know, there's so many ways. But you know, to get clouds, one of the things you want to do is just sort of, if that's your light area here, then just brush that back like that. So you have your kind of your light up here like this. Now, for me, I would prefer. This is sort of a fat brush, but this is the point that, you know, you can still do it, okay? You can still have some pretty neat, nifty clouds, even with a larger brush like this, okay? I think now that we've done that, I'm going to go back to my tried and true angle brush, because I like those so much better. Maybe we'll just peek some of here through, because clouds sometimes have these sort of wispy stuff. You know, the wind wind catches it and kind of blows it straight, a little bit like that, which I think can be very pretty. And no two paintings will have the exact same clouds. Clouds are just sort of serendipitous sometimes. You want the...
Serendipitous. The brush you were using was the Sherpa tongue? Yeah,
Sherpa tongue. Yeah, this is a nice brush.
And now you've gone to, looks like the...
angle.
Half-inch angle?
Yeah, and gone to the half-inch angle. Okay.
And someone is asking, Carolyn's asking, can I use phthalo blue instead of ultramarine blue?
You can, but then you'll have to put some red in it.
If this isn't live, they fooled me. which isn't hard. Well, this is live right now.
This
'cause
is
it's in the
live. Come
print.
on, you guys. Keep up.
This is not rocket science
Keep
here,
up,
guys.
please. Keep up. Okay, so let's just make this a little darker up here. There you go. Okay, there we go.
What does Ginger's shirt say today? Oh,
This same shirt, but I love it. Here you
to
go.
save time,
assume
let's just assume I know everything.
That's it. There you go. That's the word of the day. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes and yes, right?
Yeah, you knew it today. That's why I had to go find you. Show's at 2:30. No, show's in 5 minutes.
Well, you know.
Whatever,
okay,
right?
Whatever. All right. That pretty sky. Don't you think that purple's pretty? All right. So now we want this sort of green color.
I want that shirt. I'm sorry. There's only one person that knows it all.
I had a little sign, and I showed you. I had this nifty little sign, and I spilled some paint on it and mistakenly used a tub of towels on it, and then I erased the sign too. So
We will
it's
fix
really
that,
clever. You know. Okay. Here's some phthalo green. Okay. Now we're going to come down here on our
Great color.
water. Isn't this a beautiful color? Now let's add some white to this. And we're not fooling around here. We're going to say this there. I'm going to use the light first and then put some dark over it so it shows up. I'm going to come around here like this. And I just think that is such a beautiful bright color. And this was so close to the colors in the water in Cozumel. I mean, really. So close. So let's just pure phthalo back here. Let's just darken this up now, and it'll be brighter because it's going over light. And I've left a little bit of that purple background there. Okay, and then I'm going to say I've got a little bit of a dark edge here coming up here on the where it's coming up this way, maybe like that. Okay, with me. And
how do you frame these types of canvas?
What's that? See how I'm depositing some, kind of bending the brush and depositing some white paint right here on this edge? You see that? And if I turn it over, I can just make it even thinner. Look at that. See, I've got that sort of white edge. This is a trick where you put it on one side of the brush and not on the other, and then you just kind of, I like to start from left to right, and we kind of start here and wiggle it as you bend it, and it drops the paint. Okay, good trick, isn't it? And then
gives you the foam.
Yeah, it gives you that little foamy stuff. And there's always a dark edge under the foam. That's one of the things. And then we're going to put a little bit of this. We're going to say we've got a little bit right in here of our surf, but I think I probably want to do my rocks first before we get too far. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's start with a little bit of our magenta color. Make some of that again. Okay. Just a little bit darker this time, and we're going to say that right next to our surf, there's this. You know how the wet beach has a wet sand always has a bit of a shadow. Okay. And then let's get some of that light magenta color again. Come right next to it. A little bit more of that color. Here we go. A little bit more magenta. Okay. There we go. Now, wait. This is the fun part. Let's see. Now we're going to get out a new color. Probably yellow oxide. I'm just sort of getting out colors as we need them, but it's pretty already, huh? Because these are. I'll tell you what. I was so pleased with the violet underpainting. I thought that was a happy accident, and I've just loved it. So here's a little bit of this magenta and yellow oxide and white, and look at the great sand color that makes. Okay.
Almost like a flesh color.
Yeah, it is. It really is like a flesh color. I think I've given us a little more beach than before, but that's all right. I know I've got some beach coming here, coming down this way.
We have a question.
Yeah.
Can you name the pencil set you got?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe just hold that bottom.
Here's the box. It's GIOCONDA 24 drawing, toning, coloring, soft pastel pencils. with a little
marvelous.
German house on it. Isn't that cute? This looks German to me. Now,
Yeah,
it could be Bavarian, could be Swiss. But
Well, I think we should go investigate.
I don't think it's
Road
English,
trip.
because they would have had all the little X things on there. All right.
Hey, is the phthalo green red shade or yellow shade? I looked on it. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say anything.
It's a Matisse
It's a
phthalo
Matisse.
green.
If it would be, you'd want a yellow shade if you were buying it in Liquitex. Because
There you
obviously you
go.
don't want a red shade. You wouldn't want that. Okay. So all right. So now we're going to take some dark purple and a little magenta, and a little bit of, let's put a little ultramarine blue
Is
with
it
that.
alive or is it zombie?
Okay.
I love
So
it.
I'm going to say that right in here, I've got some rocks, and they're coming on up here like this. I'm going to build my little rock wall. Let's put a little bit of yellow oxide in that. Makes it a little bit browner. I'm just going to say, there's my rock wall.
Could you tell us what colors you used for that sand again?
The sand was yellow oxide white and this orchid color.
That's
It
all?
was interesting, wasn't it, that you'd get that? It's just really interesting. And then I'm going to come over here like this, above the water line now. Come over here and into the water, I'm going to put another group of rocks.
These are 6x8 canvases.
Little 6x8. Yeah, these are a good size. You practice with these. You know, before you start off with 16 by 20 or 40 by 50, make sure you can do it pretty well in something smaller.
Work out the design.
Work out the design. I had
and the colors.
I did a video pack. It took me an hour today to upload it because I finally decided, you know what? I didn't know. You know, somebody sent me a painting, and every bit of the painting was well done. Does that make sense? Everything was done perfectly, except that there was no center of interest, so the painting made no sense. So even though we had each individual thing in the painting was done perfectly, and what I try to tell people is that if you're learning a language and you know the word for cat and dog and chair and house and mouse and say tree, and you can say those. If you don't know how to hook those together, you're not writing a novel. And designing paintings is like writing a novel. You have to know you have to know the grammar and the connecting pieces. And one of the first things in any novel is you have to have a storyline, not just individual. You're not just talking about Martha, Lucy, the dog, and Fred, right? What about Fred? What's the storyline? And that's your center of interest. And you can't have it everywhere, otherwise you have wallpaper. See? So a lot of times, a lot of you guys are getting really good, I'm going to say this, getting really good at drawing individual. You can paint, really, literally, you can sit down and you can paint it. But then when you go to try and come up with your own stuff, what happens is you don't know the part about the design, and then that just throws you throws. The first thing you're going to ask yourself is, what is my center of interest?
Who's the star?
Who's the star of the show? Who am I talking about, right? That's what you want to ask, okay? And I'm going to make this a little darker here.
The pencils were made in the Czech Republic.
Oh, well, it was Europe. I was old Europe, wasn't it?
Yep.
Wasn't, didn't it? Probably was part of Germany 100,000 years ago. I was close. It's just not that close.
100,000 years ago.
Yeah, I'm going to just give myself a little more beach here. See, because I know how to put that back, so I don't mind. I know how to put that water back. There you go, a little more beach here. Okay. Now, and how am I going to put the water back?
Now, do you think this would make a lovely large painting?
Yes. In fact, I was originally going to do it for our Wave and Water Masterclass. Okay? So, for sure, I think it would make a lovely large painting. Now that I've decided that, let's take a little bit of light color, which is just white, into our rocks. And, and let's just add a few little light highlights on the rocks just to sort of give them some definition. I'm not getting it, too clever here. Okay? Just a little bit of something to say that this is, if you were making this larger, then you'd have to think this out a little more than we're doing in the small one. But we're just saying that there is some ledges and stuff on our rocks, okay, like that. So now our rocks have a little bit of something, and same here too. Our rocks, kind of where the light's hitting the flat areas, it's a little lighter, okay? Somebody the other day said that they were having trouble painting rocks, and I want to let's just talk about that for a minute, right? Because this came up in a pack the other day. I really have trouble painting rocks. I let that dry anyway. You guys with me on this? Okay, so first thing I would tell you is there are all kinds of rocks. You know, there's round rocks, but the kind of rocks you usually see in ocean scenes are very jaggedy, right? And so if you thought about a box, right? All right, if you have a box, right, like that, there's a box. Okay. All right. If you're looking at a rock straight on, you're going to have a light side and a dark. You're going to have a light side and a dark side, pretty much. But if you're looking at it from an angle like this, then you're going to have three sides. You're going to have the darkest side. It depends where the light's coming from. So and then you're going to have a medium color and a. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3 different colors, values. But the thing is, with a rock, if you've got a rock like this, there's all kinds of little broken boxes in it, right? So you've got maybe some platform stuff, but you still have to decide. All right, I'm going to say my light's coming from let's see, where should we have our light? I'm going to say my light's coming from this way, all right? This is where my light's coming from, and it should be pretty jaggedy, right? So if the light's coming from this way, this will be my lightest, maybe from above, this will be the lightest part of the rock. Maybe there'll be some light here, okay? Maybe it's going to be in a platform here, but somewhere it's got to be, something's got to be, and then there, maybe this side here won't be as dark as this front side. You know what I mean? So you have to. This is why I tell you, get a picture. Get a picture and try to sort of then figure out where your light source is and look at it. You're going to see at least 3 light sources on your rocks. Okay. Chances, not 3 light sources, but 3 colors.
3 tonal ranges.
3 tonal ranges. Looking for 3, because you've got your lights and decide where the light's coming from. I hope that's helpful. Okay, so think of boxes. All right, so now this is pretty good here. Now this is dried enough where we can do it. So any other thoughts on this, John, as far as the questions on any of this?
Yeah, we've got a few questions came in during last
okay.
round. Ginger Holbein has several violet colors. Which one do you use? We use the dioxine, right?
Well, I think I made this with I used this with magenta in their purple and white. I think that's how I made it.
Which is their dioxine purple.
Yeah, dioxine purple. I'm going to put a little bit of this purple color
Who
back
is the
here.
star in the painting Ginger is doing right now? The tree, the water, the sun?
Well, it's really the surf is our star. The surf, probably these rock areas here with the surf is going to be our star. Right in here, that's going to be our star. And this tree is going to kind of go toward it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a picture pattern like that. So the tree is going this way. This is going to be our center of interest. Okay? Does that make sense?
I'm going to paint a grayscale seascape. Should I start with a black gesso canvas?
Yeah.
That's
Good
what
thought.
I would do.
Good thought.
Yep.
Sure.
Dark to light.
Good idea. Good idea. Now, one thing that
you're
can
learning.
happen with rocks too is that sometimes the ones that are closer to you can be even a bit lighter than what I just made it. Do you see here what I'm just doing? There's my, maybe I'll say these are a little bit lighter. Okay. Same thing here. Just make that a bit. You can dry brush rocks. Now, a really good way to do rocks. This is the secret. Should I tell them?
Sure.
Okay. All right. What you want to do is draw your rocks in, and then take some heavy gel like this, either modeling paste or heavy gel, and take a palette knife and kind of carve in your rocks and let it dry. And then when you come back and get all crevicey, when you come back, you'll get a lot of texture on those rocks that would be very hard to do otherwise. Ooh, what a neat thing, right? Okay, so I'm going to say that I've got this water coming in here. It's my surf. And I'm going to just start bringing it over here like that. I'm going to say that there's like this. There we go.
We had a question.
Okay.
What pointers can you give us for painting larger paintings? From Jennifer.
Start with a small one first and make sure you've got a good design. That would be the number one thing.
You got to put the detail in.
Yeah, that would be the number one thing, is to start with that and to make sure your design is really good.
Work out your colors, design, tonals, everything small. But once you go big, you got to start adding some more
I
information.
thought I'd give this a little more surf than the other one had. You
Yeah, I
like
like
that?
that.
The other one didn't. The other, there was a poem I had learned as a child, and I think it's apropos here. Two little waves came rushing to the shore. One died with a yawn, the other with a roar.
Ooh.
So is your wave dying with a yawn, or is it dying with a roar?
Boy, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you what, you just get the poetry from me, man. I can't claim ownership of that poem, but I can claim remembering it, right?
There you go.
See, now, this is very simple. It's pretty. Now, I can just take a little bit of water here and just suggest, look at that.
Splash into that rock.
Let's splash in these rocks, and it's hit the rocks, right? Here's a little water on my finger.
Jane would like to know, what about the light if it's really, really cloudy?
Well, the flat light, and you'll see that. You'll see flat light, and there is none. There is none, and that makes it a real problem because you still have different colors, but it's not. This is why when you're taking photographs, you want to have good days. Light, if you go to an art museum and you look at, there were thousands of painters that lived years ago. You're talking a handful of the ones that you and I talk about, and those were the ones that mastered the light. That Thomas Kincaid was getting all these kudos for mastering light. He wasn't the master of the light, in my opinion, right? But he certainly mastered light. Does that make sense?
He made it popular.
Because everybody needs a marketing phrase. But what he did do was master light. The way that light hits a painting is what it's like. You can have all kinds of people sing, and then somebody sings, and you start to get goosebumps, and and even though you're watching on television, they can get to you from that far away. It's because they hit something in their notes or their emotion that resonated with you. Light does that to our eyes in a painting. It can be very, very powerful. Does that make sense?
It does to me.
Okay, so I'm going to just, I'm having fun here now because we're saying this.
Well, speaking of
there, we're
the
just
old
gonna,
dead guys, Ginger, if you could go back in time to live as artistic-wise, when would it be and why?
Well, I wouldn't want to go back very far. About now.
Because I like acrylic.
I'm telling you what, not only do I like acrylic, but women were just for nuts. I mean, I'd have to be born as a male then, right? For sure. Certainly not a female back then, right? I mean, I wouldn't want that. How's that? Does that make sense? Wouldn't want to come back as a woman then.
Not in the olden days.
No, not in the olden days. All right, so that's our, I'm going to say, I'm pretty much happy with the water, okay? So now I'm going to take some yellow oxide and the green, right?
The phthalo green.
And phthalo green, a little bit of magenta, and I'm going to make a dark green. Look at this beautiful dark green.
It's a great green.
Okay, so now I'm going to come up here like this using my angle brush, and I'm going to suggest that there is a palm tree. And you may have heard me say this before, that there's about, I don't know, if you ask Google how many different kinds of palm trees in the world there are, there's at least I think there's at least 200. Okay? So if your palm tree looks different than mine, it's one of the others. Does that make sense?
Alexa, how many palm trees are there?
Different kinds.
Different kinds of palm trees?
Sorry, I don't know that.
I've got to get a Google.
Yeah, Google knows things. All right, the same green is going to come up in here from this corner of the beach, and I'm just tapping a miscellaneous ground cover that's growing on the sand, okay? Just tapping that in there over this dark corner, kind of bringing your eye in here.
Like that?
Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to say that there's some miscellaneous ground cover growing here. And you always start with your darkest colors first.
Dark to light.
Dark to light. That's how you paint it in. But if you want, and that's how oil painting that's how oil paintings are done, and acrylics is dark to light. But there was a guy by the name of Lord Leighton. He lived in the early 1900s. He was famous for he painted Flaming June was probably one of his most famous pieces. He died broke because he was probably one of the best artists I've ever seen in my life, of all, really, honest to gosh. But the thing of it is that art can be trendy. And he only did this certain style. It's like he went back to ancient Rome, and he just painted all the women that lived there in togas with lions and leopards, and pillars and columns. It was all like he'd photographed it and painted it. Now, something you may not know about Lord Leighton was he painted from light to dark. He painted just the opposite. Watercolors painted from light to dark.
Yeah.
And he painted from light to dark. Now, here's the thing. I've got this palm tree I want to do. So I'm going to do purple, magenta, and brown. Okay? And I'm going to put a dot right up here where I want it. And I'm going to start it right here. And I'm going to put a couple dots. This is where I want my tree to go. Now that I know that, I'm just going to take the brush and curve it this way.
So you're drawing the sections of the
I'm
palm
drawing
tree.
the sections of the palm tree just like this, and rather than even try to draw the line, I'm drawing the sections of the palm tree just like that.
I like that.
That's a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to do it. Now I need it lighter on the other side. So, okay, so put a little brown with that, and a little bit of magenta, I guess. Come here, wake up somebody. There you go. All right, so I want a lighter color. So now I'm going to turn it this way. All right, now same idea. I'm going to start this way and pull it toward me, leaving the darker edge.
Dark on the left.
Dark on the left, okay? And I'm
Lights
going to
on the right.
lighten it up one more time. I didn't there, but I'm going to do it one more time because it's not showing. Just on this edge here, where it's at. Remember, wherever there's a light, there's a dark. So this is pretty dark right there, so I need this to show up. There, see? Ah! So then if you got too straight a line, now this is the thing, if you got too carried away, you can bring some of the dark back in a couple places, so it's not just, you don't want a striped tie, okay?
Cool.
So then, all right, so now let's go back to the dark green and the magenta and the yellow and make our dark green color, okay? Now, I know that I want I want something coming out of it this way. So do the umbrella trick, like do like spokes from an umbrella first, okay? Figure it like spokes in an umbrella, okay? There you go. Now just kind of figure out where you want it. Now here's the trick. Back to the drawing board. I can't say this enough because someone will do it if I don't say it, and I know that now I've said it, you'll never do it again, right? So you've got to understand how these palm trees, if you had a real palm frond, this is your palm frond, it's got this really heavy spine that goes down it. And then on each side of it, like this, coming off the spine like this, and kind of overlapping depending on the kind of palm tree it is. But basically, this is how it goes. But they all come off the spine if you were just looking at it, right? You know, does that make sense? But what people do is they'll do this and then they'll do this, like a comb. That's not it.
Don't do that.
So you're going to do this, there's your palm, and then it's got to come off here like this.
It's like a feather.
Yeah, very much like a feather. And then it has layers. We don't put anywhere near as many layers there on. There's a dark layer and then there's a light layer on top, okay? You know, where the light's hitting it, okay? If it's going this way, it's doing the same thing. It's going down like that. So that's pretty much the standard ginger cook palm tree. I like that one. I can do that one in my sleep now. I'm not looking up 300 other ones to do, right? All right, so now I'm going to wet the brush because the brush has had paint drying in it, and wring it out. Come up here, flatten it out, and I'm going to come up here like this and just sort of see how do you see how my hand is twisting this? Twisting the brush, and let's get some more paint. Let's get a little more paint here. Sure there's enough paint. All right, now here we go this way, using just the tip of this angle brush
Looks
like
you're
that.
just flicking it.
Yeah, I am. I'm just sort of flicking it. And then the same thing here. I'm going to do that. And then this one is overlapping that one. Does that make sense? And it's coming off the spine. See? It's coming off the spine. And then this one is going up both sides of the spine to about here. And then I'm going to say this one is even thicker. As it starts to go straight up, sometimes you see both sides of it. Okay, like that, and then we're going to come out to this one. And I think I had a little short one here, okay? Now we'll take some yellow and white and put it in there. And let's lighten this up a bit. Let's get some more white in there, a little more yellow. Let's try more yellow here, more yellow oxide. This is the light part where the light's hitting it. Okay, and on this side where the... So it's about layers, you guys. It's about layers. And as long as I've got that light color, I'll tap it on here. Just almost pure yellow oxide because this is still wet. And I'm going to just make some sort of miscellaneous ground cover around my palm tree.
It looks like there's anywhere from 2,600 to 3,000 species of palm trees.
Okay, so there you go. My point, exactly, right? Lots of different palm trees. I've got a little green in the sand too, I think, with some white. I think I did that over here to just sort of kind of play in with this a little bit.
Shirley was asking, how is the star of the show decided? Do I decide who's
You decide it. You decide it.
It's yours.
You decide it.
You are the artist.
You decide it. You decide
Where do you focus the light?
If you're painting 3 kids and a dog, are the kids the supporting cast for the dog?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. John says, yeah, absolutely. All right. If you're painting 3 apples and a pear, and a wine jug, what's the star of that thing? You've got supporting cast, and then you've got something that you're going to make the center of interest, which is lightest light and darkest dark. You're going to make more detail around that. Okay. So, what you don't want is wallpaper. Okay. So there's that's a little palm tree back there. Now, this is interesting. I like it, but what I don't like, now you're going, oh no, she doesn't like something. What I don't like is the way this is. Now, this is what I love about acrylics, because I'm going to change something. I could be done, but what I don't like is this. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the beach area a little bit and make it a little bit smaller, like that. I just wanted to change it just a bit and bring it more this way, okay? All right, now if I want to change that, which is fine, which I did, right? Now I've got to dry it before I do anything else. You ready for that? I'm going to dry it and then I'm going to fix it. Okay,
Okay, go.
All right, while she's drawing that again, this is a new test that we're doing, a new type of lesson we're doing. This lesson will be live for right now. It's live on September 5th, 2018 at 2 p.m. is when we started. It's going to be turned off when we're done with it, after the live is done, and it will re-air on the, must be the 12th? 12th, will be next Wednesday.
God willing and the sun still shines, right?
God willing, the creek don't rise.
That's it. Maybe that was it. There was one of those, right?
One of those.
But yes, that's the plan.
So don't plan on watching this again tonight. It
Yeah.
won't be there. Hey, Ginger, if you could hang out with any old dead master, or any old master, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a good question, though, isn't
I
it?
don't know. That's a good question.
There's
That
a
is
lot
a
of
great question. There's a lot of them, isn't there?
them. Yeah, we keep discovering new ones.
We keep discovering new ones. There's so many that that were
There's
so
many people
excellent
that we didn't hear of.
that maybe just didn't get it. It'd be fun to talk to Mary Cassette and see what life was like for her.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You know,
One of the
Mary
gals,
Cassette, some of these women that just struggled so.
the ones
You know
that
what
were
I
on
mean?
the forefront.
And the problem was that this was during the suffrage time too, where women were trying to get all kinds of rights, and men were feeling really threatened. It's a little bit lighter beach here. Just see how we can change that. Put a little more beach in here in my sand. I need a little sand back. Here you go. We're just going to get rid of that. Yeah, it was interesting, and true story. There was this woman, American lady around in the early 1900s, who had, well, I think she was about 30, and her husband had died, left her a lot of money, and automobiles were just coming into the foray, and so she decided that she would very much enjoy racing automobiles. So she got a mechanic, and the two of them would set up do these cross-country races, okay? And, they weren't doing very well, so everybody just sort of thought it was amusing. They broke down, had some problems. Everybody thought it was cute. But you know what? Got less cute when she started to win. She was not dumb. She started to win, and those men went nuts. And did you know women were banned from racing till the 1950s?
Because of her.
Racing cars. Because they couldn't stand the idea of losing. How's that? Just sorry. There's a little competitive thing that comes out of me. I mean, they did not like her lose. They did not like that she was winning, you guys.
Yeah, I don't think Ginger could have survived in the olden days.
No, no, not the way I am now. Because I'd be out there marching with the rest of them, man, going, we don't have to put up with this, you know.
Hey, Ginger. Christine says, so there's a light source, center of interest, and what's the third thing?
Composition. The composition. What's your picture pattern? What's your picture pattern? What are you telling us? What are you telling us about this picture that we need to know?
There you go.
What's the story? And you know, for instance, that one thing that used to be when I was judging art shows, I'm going to come up here and darken this corner a little bit. When I was judging art shows, one of the things I used to tell people is if I'm judging a beginner class, okay, and you can paint a perfectly beautiful apple or representation of something, that's great, and that would get a first place. But if you're now in the professional artist class, what can you tell us about?
You better step up your game.
Yeah, what can you tell us about an apple we've never thought of before? What can you tell us about some of these things, right? Because that's what we're looking for now. Now we're looking to be surprised and delighted. What can you show us? So, you know, you have to understand, this is so key. You know, when you change anything I do, for instance, if you come up and I'm doing this as a horizontal and you change it to a vertical, the whole picture pattern changed. And you can't just because you have, I'll just do this as a vertical. No, because there was so much thought laid out into this, right? Well, you could do it, but I don't recommend it for that very reason. You don't want to do that. So I would say we were pretty close. I'm going to get out a little bit of yellow, I think. I wasn't trying not to use it, but I'm going to get out a little yellow and just...
Well, you're going to need it on the 10-minute painting anyway.
Yeah, we're going to need it on the 10-minute painting. So here's this is...
Oh, here's a good question. If we share this, it won't be played. That's correct. You can't really share. If you share it to somebody, let them know it will be live next Wednesday. We're shooting for noon. Next Wednesday. At that time, you can certainly share it and spread the word. We'd appreciate that. Again, we're trying something new, different for when we're out and about to give our YouTube fans something a little more than just Ginger painting.
Because I think your questions are so valuable. You know, when you've been painting as many years as I have, I think sometimes you don't think to ask, you know, there are questions that would never occur to me even to answer. So, all right, I'm going to just call this one done for now. I think that came out pretty well. We've got the...
I like the wave better.
Yeah, I like the wave better in this one, and yeah, me too. I like the wave better.
Pink showing through.
Yeah, and we've got a little bit of dark behind that wave too, which is important. You know, there's always going to be a little bit darker behind the wave. There we go. And let's hit this dark line again here. There we go, like out there, out to sea. Now we've got something. I think that's kind of nice. And I guess if we wanted to just, okay. All right, what if
we're good for another 20 minutes.
I don't know, just that's a
hey,
little
Jules
bright.
is asking, are the muted Liquitex paints pretty much mixable like the landscape color mixing video you produced?
I don't know, I haven't used any. We bought a whole box of them, they're sitting behind us. We haven't bought them. We haven't used them yet. I just thought I would
We looked at them, they didn't excite us.
Yeah,
after we got them.
Just thought a few flowers here might be nice in the corner.
You know, so most of Ginger's paintings are bright and cheery and very colorful.
Yeah. I'm not into we do some of the old dead guys and so forth, but yeah, that's what we're looking for here is the let this go. Yeah, okay. I'm good. I want a little bit of green. I want to put this rock back here. I want a little green behind this rock. There you go. There. Sorry, had to kind of differentiate that rock.
How does Ginger search for ODG paintings to paint?
Ginger has to keep some. We Google it. Ginger has to have some secrets. Ginger knows all.
See,
doesn't
reader
share all.
shirt. Hello, reader shirt. Come on now.
We don't always share all, but we know all. Somebody asked me the other day, one of our, if you're watching, forget who you are, but I just talked to you this morning on a pack. But so if I forgot your name, probably shouldn't use it anyway. It's a good thing. But you did the bicycle picture, and you were going to think about redoing the spokes. Posca does make a silver pen.
Yes, they do.
If you wanted to do it, and here it is, and
And here it is being used to sign. So it's done. It's official.
it's signed and it's done.
No more paint.
The thing, I know the thing, yeah. So that's kind of nice, and we'll put a little bit of a red.
They make a silver and a gold.
Yeah.
If you're going to make this painting larger, what details would you suggest need to be added?
Well, I think you would really have to work on the rock areas. Go find some rocks, and make it larger.
Yeah.
Work on the rocks and for instance, like
You're going to have more definition in the rocks, and probably the palm trees are going to be a little bit more
maybe a little
detailed.
bit of light around this rock right here, and I might come back here with the. How did we
I
make that
knew
sand
it.
again? Well, she asked, and I mean that's a good question. This is the kind of thing. This is a good question. I want to get that sand color in here again.
What time on Wednesday? We're going to shoot for noon next Wednesday to re-release it.
Yeah, that's what we're shooting for, and we're trying this. We want to try these things to make them more fun.
Again, we want comments below on this lesson when it reappears of what you think of us doing this.
So I wanted to lighten this up around these rocks here too. See, a little bit
you
back
put
in
the
around
beach
here.
over there, a little more beach.
Yeah, then
I can walk over that rock now.
Yeah,
not
you
get
can
wet.
walk. Yeah, you can walk over here. I wanted you to be able to walk over here, right?
So I can get on that rock.
Maybe
and
you could walk into
I can
between.
jump off of it.
Yeah, like that, something like that. Make it a little bit more interesting.
Again, we have a lot of new people. Why the red line through your name?
Well, everybody needs a signature and kind of a logo. If that's my logo. When I was in France, painting a number of years ago, and I noticed was that instead of having a sign that said "Leaving Paris," they just had the word Paris with a big red slash through it, and that's what they did for the cities all over, the towns all over France. I thought that's perfect. When I put the red slash through my name, it means I'm done. And so, in theory, that would be good. Wouldn't that be true?
Yeah.
In theory, wouldn't that be true? You'd think, well, that must be true because she said so, right?
Yeah, she said so. So she's really not painting anymore. The painting has been done for quite a while
All right,
now.
so here's the two. We just kind of put them together. Here,
Oh
can you
yeah,
see
do
both?
it just like that. Wait,
And-
let me back up a little bit.
Yeah, here's the two. This really is the poem. Two little waves came rushing to the shore. One died with a yawn, the other with a roar. So this is our yawning wave, and this is our roaring wave.
I like the roar one better.
Yeah, well, I do too. And then don't you love the violet color
Yeah.
in here? That's the violet, and this green is so pretty to me. It's just gorgeous.
And
I
that
love this.
phthalo, the phthalo really brings in that water.
Yeah, the phthalo green is beautiful for the water, and it's one of the things we do in our Wave and Water Masterclass is encourage the use of phthalo green. And I love the violet, which is something I'd never done before. It was a happy accident. Discovered that picture, kind of like it. I think it was a good thing.
Is the birthday cruise filled up? No, not as of yet. If you're interested in the birthday cruise, which is January 27th, 2019, use the contact us form at gingercooklive.gallery. And I will send you the details you need to get a hold of our travel agent person.
Yeah.
John, I'm already committed on Wednesday at noon. Will this be on YouTube after next Wednesday? Yeah, it'll be on.
Forever.
Once we put it up, never.
It'll be up forever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but you're not going to see it again until then. Does that make
Right.
sense?
That's a good
It'll
question.
be up forever.
That's valid.
Yeah, good.
Oh, we could start putting them up and down at different times throughout the week. That'd drive people nuts.
Oh no, we're not doing that. Okay, but you could see where that could be helpful.
But we
So
could do that.
We could do that. All right, so that's this painting,
We
which
like
was
it.
fun. Now we're going to do a fast little giveaway for you awesome people who hung in there with us. And I want to show you some stuff too. We have got some new paintings coming up on our in our academy. Here's some ones I've been working on. Here's a new one. Do you guys like this with
Oh, I
the
love that.
gazebo? That's going to be in our art academy. It'll be released later on in September.
No, I'm not going to say September.
Maybe
Sometime
October?
soon.
Sometime soon. I don't know. Sometime soon. All right, but that's a new one. The gazebo.
No committing dates here, kiddo.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, okay. Anyway, that's a new one. I hope you guys like that one. We had, this is a new one
Oh, I like that
that's
one
going to
too.
be coming up on YouTube in the near future. I think if
Very near future.
Very near future. This is one we're doing. This is the red rocks of the western United States, Utah.
Well, no, wait. Red Rocks of where? You've been out there.
Utah.
Yeah, I was going to say Utah.
Utah. Okay. And then there's okay. I think this is really cool. That's going to be a
that.
YouTube lesson coming up soon.
You got one more?
Do I have one more?
Yeah, the little village thing. I love that one.
This is one of John's favorite. This is another soon-to-be-done Academy lesson. This
You have to
is
let us
sort
know
of
what you think of that one.
Palm Beach, Florida, that kind of thing, right? That's very cheerful, and again, different type of painting. We have so many different things that we like to share. This is an art academy. If you don't know, if you're new to us, and you don't know what that is, we have an Academy of Fine Art and Acrylic Painting on the internet. It comes with personal art coaching. And what is so cool about it is there are over 365 paintings. Every week we do new ones. This is some of the new art that's coming up for that. And I want to say that this was this week's painting for the week that we're now in. The next, we usually release between Thursday and Saturday. So this is currently one of our video lesson library releases.
It's currently up and running.
That's currently up and running. If you're Academy member, and if you just want to do this one, you can join us for a week. Get all those lessons, anything you can find on there for the week, over 365 lessons for just $9.95. You can't beat that. So just try it for a week.
Releasing this week?
Try it for a week. And what are we doing? Oh yeah, and then we've got this week's coming up. I'm looking for something to.
Here she is.
Okay, here, and then John will be releasing this week. This is this is so cool. This is so cool. This is.
We got some great lessons.
Do you
coming
have the
up.
lady in the garden? Did you find that photograph to kind of show you that?
The
This
lady
is
in the
a
garden. Oh wait, that's still on the wall.
Yeah, this one was done originally in the 1800s. You get a real art education from us when you take, when you're watching us on YouTube and in our academy. Because I'll go find the old dead guys, the old EGs, and try to bring back some of this art. Now, this particular artist, who you will find out when you watch the lesson, was an American. And if you go up to Wikipedia and do a bio on him, the guy was hysterical. He let people think he was an Arab prince. He's so funny. Just had this whole BS thing that he had going with his bio. He did over, what did you say, like 3,000 paintings?
3,000 paintings.
And I had never heard of him.
But he's got some great stuff.
And
You
he's
see
got
more of
great,
his.
oh my gosh, he's such a good artist. I promise you, I had never heard of the guy. This is what I'm talking about. There were a lot of artists that lived, and we're going to try to bring you a lot more of them. Now, this particular painting right here, which I thought would be I thought this one would be a good companion piece. This one's called Lady in the Garden. This was by an artist named Frisk, and the video for this is actually on YouTube if you haven't done this. This is really a nice one. That's called Lady in the Garden. But don't you think these guys kind of go together if you had them both, made that one the same size?
Yeah, made both the same size.
Made them both the same size. I think that's really, these are fabulous paintings. So if you want to do this, this will be an Academy lesson being released for this week on gingercooklive.gallery. All right, there's my commercial. That's fair, right? You get a commercial. I got to do a commercial. Come on. All right, so.
We've got to promote what we're doing.
All right, so right now we're going to be doing a fast little giveaway painting. And how does someone enter that, John, if someone were watching?
If somebody were watching live,
they would have to be live. In other words,
They have
not
to be
live,
live.
but they would have to be watching at the time we have first aired this painting, which is, what's today, September?
today is September 5th.
So you'd have to be watching it live with us on September 5th, 2018, and to be able to enter, okay?
The entry, the web link is on the website, is on your screen at this time. And the gals, one of the moderators, I'm sure, will pop it in to the room for those that can't type and need to click. And the secret word is bonus lesson. Whoa!
Bonus lesson, all right.
I love that.
So if you're wondering what these are actual sheets of canvas that John, we use the leftover paint, John does, and paints these for me, and this is how we do these little small ones. And if you just wish you had some that John made, we're going to add a few to our auction. There'll be a set of like, what, how many? 10?
I think we're doing 6.
Six.
Two sets of 6.
2 sets of 6, and we just thought we'd throw them out there. Somebody wanted to. We got them for just not even probably covering the cost of the paint. We just thought it'd be fun. Somebody might want to buy some. So anyway, if you haven't been to our auction site yet, our fall auction is ongoing. You have another like 10 days left on it, and it's the called gingercookauction.com to find the site. Okay. All right. So that's what these are.
Hey,
Now,
we'd like to thank Carlina for the donation that came in through the PayPal system.
oh,
appreciate
thank you.
that.
So, listen, you can't know how much we appreciate that.
We can tell them when they know if we tell them we really appreciate that. I mean, what more could we do?
Well,
I don't know. We
you're
could do
right. I
something,
guess we
sure.
could. I guess we couldn't do much more, could we?
No.
I
Hey,
guess
any
so.
chances of the cornfield with the crows by Van Gogh?
I guess anything's a chance.
Yeah, it's Van Gogh.
Sure.
And
Just
we might.
It's
She
probably
might.
that sounds like a Halloween one, doesn't it?
John, as a professional artist, does it matter where you sign your paintings? Left, right, top, bottom, in the painting?
This is a really good question because as we're talking, we'll talk and paint at the same time, like chewing gum, right? What do you guys think, right?
Can you do that?
Here's the thing. The hardest thing is if it's an abstract, because sometimes with abstracts, some person may think the abstract goes one way and somebody else may think the abstract goes another way. And so if you sign it, then you've said this is the way it goes, because it generally goes vertically up from your signature. Or you could put it at an angle. So that can be a tricky thing. But short of an abstract, usually it's better. Sometimes it depends on the painting. Sometimes it might be at an angle, right or left, but you do want to leave a space, enough of a space where the frame won't cover up your signature. There's a great movie, you guys. I encourage everybody to go see it. How's that? If you got do you have Netflix?
Yeah, I do.
You have Netflix? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I got it.
This is called. It's a documentary, and it's called The Art of the Steal. All right.
Great movie.
The Art of the Steal. It's a cool movie, and no, that's not. Yeah, no, that's not it. Yeah, no, it's called. No, that's a good one too, but that's not the one I mean. That's a good movie to watch, by the way. The Art of the Steal. It's a great documentary on art. But this one was called What the Bleep? Who the Bleep is Jackson Pollock? Who the Bleep is Jackson Pollock?
Is he the guy that dropped the paint on the canvas?
Yeah, it's the true story. This is a really awesome story. It was documented over like 12 years. CBS documented this woman's journey to prove she owned an original Jackson Pollock when it wasn't signed.
Wow.
And which is the most important thing I could tell you, artists, regardless, is sign it, right?
Sign it somewhere.
So, I mean, that was really interesting, okay? To me, anyway. I don't know if it would be to you, but to me it was extremely interesting.
You did acrylic gouache by Turner on the cruise ships. Are you planning to do more? I hope. Probably not. Not acrylic.
We have some gouache videos still shot that we have to release, by the way. We have
I
about
think that's
four.
a hint for us, Sammy.
We have to release those. I have to do a voiceover on a couple of them, but we do have some videos that definitely need to be
Released.
released.
You have to have voiceovers done on them and released.
Yeah, released. So which we could do.
We can do that. Jean's asking, John, I hear you're a whiz at computers. Quick question, why can't I chat on my iPad? Go to the Tech Bears YouTube channel and I have a video on that very topic.
Oh, and if you're over there at the Tech Bear channel, which is John's channel and John and Sammy's channels, all these technical questions people ask, this is where I put up privately for our members our personal art coaching, and there's a playlist over there called Personal Art Coaching Playlist, and we had 10 artists that very, very kindly offered to let us show their personal art coaching videos that I made for them. Each person had their own personal video about their painting. Can you imagine? And they said it was very all right if I did that.
It was very all right. I like that.
And it was very all right. Did I stutter?
No, you did not
Well,
stutter.
obviously I must have stuttered because you're making fun of my all right stuff here. Anyway, it's okay. I mean, it's all right. I'll try not to be offended. Just trying really hard here, not to be offended.
Oh, please don't cry. You're going to water down their acrylics.
Oh, I don't cry. I get even.
Yeah, I was going to say. That doesn't enter. I got the link for that playlist.
Yeah. You want to look at that. That's really way cool. Okay.
Debbie's asking, Ginger, how do you determine which paintings are for the Academy and which are for YouTube?
Yeah, that's a good question. The Academy paintings are generally longer. They're more detailed. We try to keep very simple ones for YouTube and try to get the most detailed and the long. And we go from one cookie lesson to very beginner, step by step. It's just me. John's not talking on any of our videos in the Academy. It's just me talking to you.
Well, now,
you might get a story or two, but basically it's me shooting the videos, and we go from very beginning, never touched a canvas in your life, up to box of cookie lessons like you saw with those flowers. And you can get, and also, so that there's a huge difference between the YouTube videos and what we put on our Academy. There, how's that? I'm going to dry this. Can I do that?
Oh, sure. 1 second. Okay,
well, wait.
go.
All right, is that okay?
Yeah, go.
All right, while she's drying that, see what else we have here. What does a cruise ship gouache by Turner? Like I said, we're going to try some. We have some that are already shot. We're going to do the voiceovers on those. We did the sign. I'm going through the list now to see if there's any other questions we've missed. Don't talk yet. I'm going through the list. I gotta find the buttons.
Okay, you're back.
In case you're wondering what I just dumped out, this is satin glazing liquid from Golden, like my favorite thing. I got to hand it to my daughter, Cinnamon. She found this stuff for me, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, Karen, that's a good question. I gotta go find it. Watching on TV and the voice skips at times. I don't think it's us. I'm having no feed problems. Nobody else is having an audio problem, so I think it's going to be your connection. You might try a lower resolution. We had another donation come in through PayPal, Essential Touch. Really appreciate you guys, from Lenny. Thank you, Lenny.
Oh, thank you very much. That is so kind. We so appreciate you.
And Ginger, I know you've answered this before, but what is the incentive to use gouache?
Well, you know, we just tried it, and there were small little tubes that they were just like tone inky dinky, and they go a long way. And if you're traveling, they're kind of nice to use because they won't weigh anything in the suitcase, and then the colors are very intense. They're if you were going to be using them all the time, then the incentive wouldn't be there for me. You know, but
it's not her style. They're not these gouache are designed for illustrative type work, which is different than what Ginger does. I am going to try to work with them because I used to do watercolor many years ago in a galaxy far, far away. But I'm going to try to do Ginger's style with them. It's going to be an experiment. It'll be fun. If I buy lessons, could I watch it on the ship with our internet?
You can download it.
I download it. Ray, I download it and put it on your portable device. I've got one of the Amazon 10-inch screens, put it on that thing. They play beautiful on that.
And those were cheap too. Those Amazon 10-inch screen, that tablet was like, what was that, like under $100? It was like $100 or something, wasn't it?
It was very inexpensive.
Really inexpensive. Yeah, just a great way to watch the lessons.
Absolutely perfect for that. Well, if Karen asked a question, somebody said Karen asked a great question, but I cannot find a question from Karen.
Karen, ask it again.
Unless it wasn't for us. I absolutely love to watch the packs. They are so educational. Huge thank yous to the artists who have shared their packs.
Yeah, that's wonderful, wasn't it, when they shared those packs with us? Wasn't that just great?
Gouache dries as quickly as probably Matisse does. Ginger, do you ever paint without a photo?
Yeah. But I tell you what, you want a reference photo of some kind.
Somewhere along the line.
Just making it up crap just got to stop. I'm sorry that there's at some point...
Tell us what you really feel, Ginger. Come on. Don't hold back on this one.
No.
This is really a pet peeve. You know, when somebody sends in a pack that's an original...
Oh, I had a dream. This is what I'm painting.
I had a dream. This is what it is.
Ginger has nothing to base that on. She can't get in your head
like-
and see
it's-
what you see.
Didn't you learn that lesson when you went to the hairdresser and said, I want to look like Gina Lollobrigida, cut my hair like that? Well, you have a picture? No. But this is kind of, I think it was kind of short here and it was a little bit here and they did something there and the hairdresser has no clue. Even with a picture, they usually don't have a clue, but you got to give them something, right? Yes and yes. Yes?
Yes and yes. Are the art videos good for life? And any downloadable lessons are good for life.
But not when you go become an Academy member. Listen, what do you want for a week? It's at $9. No, it's not for life. Sorry. You have it for that week.
You have what's ever on our website. You have it for as long as you're an active member.
Yeah, but but tell you what, you get grandfathered in. If you don't drop out, we grandfather you in, and then what happens? This is sort of fun. This is probably taking longer than 10 minutes, but I'm enjoying entertained. You guys don't mind, do you? I'm really
I saw
entertained.
a couple of PAX videos. It is unbelievable how much time Ginger puts into the coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
A lot of time I get carried away
She
because it
does.
really matters to me.
Some of them I just can't stop.
I've got to dry this now, okay?
Oh.
I've got the glazing thing. I've got to,
Yep.
but pretty. Look at these colors I got with this glazing. Isn't that pretty?
I love it.
I mean, look
I don't
at
know
the
what you're painting
screen.
yet. It's great. All right, while she's doing that. So if the lesson is not available till next week, then the chat goes, no, this chat you guys are chatting on right now will play like they do now. YouTube now puts the chat directly in with the video on a replay. So all these will show. I bought a small set of gouache, loved it, bought more larger tubes, love the acrylic gouache. I want to learn more about thinning with authority. Yeah, they're supposed to be thinned from, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. 1 water, 2 of the,
For what?
for the gouache. You don't use them right out of the tube.
Yeah, well, I do. Too
I
bad.
know,
bad.
they're too expensive to do that. So the accounting department, Miss Ellie said, take the gouache
Well, we're
away
using
from her.
well, now we switched to whole. Yeah, once we discovered
when
the whole
she's
binds,
gonna
now
go to
I'm,
whole bind.
now I'm all hot on the whole
Oh
binds.
yeah,
You know,
it's the
I'm
same richness of color. So
you got to admit this is pretty in here, isn't
it's
it?
very pretty. I'm thinking it's done.
Yeah, I know you are, but it's not done. And isn't that just extraordinary that it's
really
not done?
is. I really thought it'd be done. How many people we have entered so far?
You're going to be sorry if you miss this one.
Where is my form? 237. How many people are watching? 414.
Wow, how do they enter? If they're on an iPad, how can they enter, John?
They go to like Safari or Chrome and type in that URL. They have to leave the YouTube session for a moment.
Okay, well that's good to know because maybe people wouldn't know to do that,
Yes.
right?
You have to leave it. How can I how can I donate without using PayPal? Use the snail mail. I don't think my other system will work, Stripe. Surely use the contact us and let me see what I can find out.
Or you could just donate through YouTube too.
Or you can just donate through YouTube.
Right now, how do they do that on YouTube? How do they donate?
You have the super chat. It's a $ that's underneath where you would type a comment. You click on that, it'll come up with how much you'd like to donate and if you'd like to say anything with your donation.
Yeah, you can always donate. You can only do that during the live shows, though, right? But then that's nice too, because that's why we kind of, like to do this for our, folks too. Is that
did Ginger answer my question about signing the paintings? Yes, you'll have to go on the rewind. You better rewind it now if you want to see it before next week.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I love it.
Okay.
As a senior on very limited income, so appreciate these live and YouTube lessons. Well, Carol, we're glad to be able to bring them to you.
Yeah, we understand that because I mean, if you're just relying on Social Security, if you were, if you had a super paying job before you retired, there's no money in it, in Social Security.
Could you hold that glazing medium out under the camera one more time? We have somebody like to see that one more time. A little more over to your, thank you. That's the satin one. They make satin and gloss.
I like the satin.
Yeah, because it doesn't glare on the cameras as we're shooting. And put in a request for another abstract painting, please.
We'll think on that one. Do you have any way of seeing who does the thumbs down? No, not a clue. Do you find the glazing liquid to go sticky on you at all? I have not.
It can, though.
I guess you not using enough, or you wait too long?
Yeah, it sure can. Sure can.
Huh.
You know, anything that stays wet longer will go sticky on it. You can't just keep working it and working it. Okay?
Hello, how can I enter the contest? The link is on the screen, and the gals have put the link in several times. What are you painting? It is a mystery. I don't even know. Right now, it looks like an abstract. You wanted an abstract? There it is.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep, it does right now. I have a question. Can Ginger teach me how to get a great makeup on my face? LOL, she looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you so much. I tell you what I watched was all those videos for women over a certain age, you know, and how not to look old. I got on YouTube and watched a bunch of videos. So appreciate it very much.
Becky says the pack videos are priceless. I love it when I get one. All right. I think I've got everything.
All right, so there.
Except for new ones.
So far, so good, you guys, right? Yes and yes?
Yes and yes.
So far, so good. Everybody's, you know, I'm sorry, this is probably taking longer than 10 minutes, but we're having fun chatting. And if I was, you know, I'd have to clean the house if I wasn't talking to you. So, you see, you're saving me. You didn't know that, did you? You're saving me. All right, so here we go.
Entering a cave in a tropical environment. I don't think so. Looking cool though, whatever it is. You're going to want it, whatever it is. If you haven't entered, you need to do it now. Okay, this is dead air. You're not supposed to have dead air like on...
I'm sorry about the dead air. We'll say something. Be entertaining.
Is there a brand of acrylic that dries a little slower? Golden?
Yeah, golden opens. Absolutely, golden opens.
Is all gouache opaque? The acryls are.
Well, look, you have to be careful. There's watercolor gouache and there's acrylic gouache. So you want to be careful what you're, you know, what you're looking at, right? You may not be looking at the right thing here.
Vicki, thank you very much for the donation coming through the YouTube channel. Thank you, John and Ginger, with a big heart. A koi pond, a salmon
There
pond.
you go, koi pond. There you go. Koi pond, right?
Sorry for the dumb question, but new to this live. I don't know what's the question.
It's all right. There's no dumb questions. If you don't know how to do something, you want to know, that's all right. We don't mind.
Ginger, have you ever thought about writing an instructional art book? It's on the works.
It's in the works. We sure have, right?
Yep. Please mention where people can go to watch the pack videos and explain what they are. That would be for you, and I'll put the link back in again for the packs.
All right. Personal art coaching is where members of our art academy, okay, can send me their artwork, you know, either from a YouTube video they saw or from...
of yours.
Of mine. One of my paintings, right? And or once a month they can do an original painting, something as long as it's not from another YouTube artist, right? And then what can happen is that they can then have me, I will look at the painting and I will put it in my computer and I will talk to you on my computer while I'm doing this, right? And we will talk about ways to improve that picture. How's that?
I think it's
What
good.
can you do to improve this picture?
So take a look at that link that the Tech Bear has put in there.
This is how it
There's
works.
10 people that volunteered there, so we can take a look at them.
Yeah, 10
that is-
10 of our members. I do probably 30 of those a day. a
Yeah.
personal art coaching for people, plus design all this stuff, right? Do about 30 a day, and
Now you have to be either a monthly or yearly subscriber to have the personal art coaching option.
and when we reach, every once in a while, we'll reach a maximum, and then we have to just close it for a while because we don't always have room. But I can't do 100 a day, right? So the trick is, but once you're a member of the Academy, if you don't drop out, you're guaranteed the personal art coaching as, you know, as long as you're a
long as you
member,
stay
I'll do it
active.
for you, right? So, I mean, so you can't, you know, this is a great thing. Nobody's offering anything like this anywhere in the world. One guy, a very famous cartoonist, was offering it that one painting $1,000 for 4 or 5 comments, right? I mean, I'm telling you, this is really something that that is really, I think, very innovative. And
Priced way below its value, which we're evaluating what we're going to do for the first of the year. Hey, we'd like to thank Shirley for their donation that came through the YouTube system.
yeah, so yeah, this is way below what people would normally. Oh, this is kind of cute, isn't it? I should make a big lesson out of this, don't you think?
I'm thinking so. A lot of times what we're doing on YouTube will end up becoming a more elaborate lesson for the Academy. We come up with one that's looking good and we like it. Why do people donate 99 cents instead of a rounding up number? Is it better for you? It makes no difference to us. It's just how the system comes up on their particular computer. That can be overwritten. It's just how it comes up. That's a YouTube thing.
Yeah, it's a YouTube thing.
Out of our control. Well, that is looking good.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cute, don't you? And everybody can kind of see what it is, right?
Yep.
Now you can all kind of see what it is. I understand we kind of went beyond 10-minute paintings here, but still, I
Oh,
think
that's fine.
I wanted to paint this. I will probably turn this into a lesson at some point.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Because,
What are you thinking? Make it 11 by 14 or even bigger?
Yeah, make it bigger and make this a really nice lesson because I like how this is going in here. You know, personally.
Yeah. Might even go 20. Oh, we have those 18 by 24s. That might be good.
Yeah. So, yeah, we do, and I think that's kind of a that would be 18 by 24. That'd be a good one with this, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. My iPad would not let me override the dollar amount. There is a way to do it. I'll have to look at that again. Patty, thank you very much for the donation. Love this one. Oh, she's bribing us. Don't forget the shadow under the upper fish.
Yeah, see, put a little shadow on them, and then they look like they're swimming, right?
You're going to put a shadow on the upper fish. Somebody's mentioned it, not me. Don't yell at me for that one.
Yeah, I was, but everything's wet. It doesn't like the shadow.
No, it has to wait till it dries up there.
Yeah, it does not like the shadow. It's being difficult. The upper fish is being a butt. How's
Don't you
that?
already have a larger version of koi fish? We did this real...
Yeah, very simple, very, very simple painting party version
Yeah.
of koi fish, you bet.
Linda says, I love how you pick things up in my painting on a pack and say out more of these big flowers over here, and then you show where. Packs are awesome.
Thank you.
You have a handle on that program you use. No comment.
I do.
You do. I just know
do.
we could do so much more.
Well, you know what? I'm sure, John. Just, it's like somebody I don't want an Apple Watch for the very reason I don't want to spend 1,400 hours learning how to use it. I understand
love my
that.
Apple Watch.
So this is what I know you do, and you have one, and that's good enough for me. But oh, don't you like the flower? I like the flowers. I'm sorry. I like the flowers coming in here. I'm kind of cluttering it up, but I like the flowers. I love the idea of flowers. This is the garden that Ginger doesn't have. How's that? I think that's what Ginger paints, Ginger paints, views that she thinks would be nice to own.
With all the packs and lessons you do in a day, when do you sleep and eat? We don't.
We don't. This is why we constantly, this is why we try to get away. One of the reasons that we get away, we try and cruise as much as we can. We find all these cheap ways to do it, and we try to do that. And here's why. It's because I go to new places, find new things to paint. And also, we really, literally have to rest.
Because when we're on shore, we work 16 to 18 hours a day to get everything done.
Yeah, it's true. We do.
And she still does her video art coaching, the packs, even when we're out cruising around the world, because we can still do them. And we can we can do everything except shoot. We can't shoot and upload remotely. Not the big files that we do.
There's a little bit of a shadow there on this one.
Jules says, thank you, John and Ginger, for providing the Academy and this opportunity, and for your endless dedication to teaching us to paint.
I'm going to kind of darken it up here and bring your eye back down here to the picture too, see? Just I didn't want you to leaving the canvas, so darkening the pond up here a little bit, right?
Two.
Give it a little contrast. All right, you guys, that's I think I'd say we were pretty close to done on that, wouldn't you say? I could spend more time on the rocks, and trust me, I could spend so much more time on these rocks than we're doing. But we got them done even with a palette knife. They came out kind of good, I think.
I think so.
I think could tap this in here, down here on the rock. Okay. And
this painting is amazing. I hope you do a tutorial.
yeah, this is fun one, isn't it? I think I'm liking this one.
I think it'll be an 18 by 1824.
Yeah, this one needs to be bigger, but I love the idea of it, and that's the thing. That to me is what I love about this. Is I love the idea of it, and see, now I'm back here playing with the lights and the darks. See, and this is the trick when we do stuff like this.
Turning the lights on and off.
Turning the lights on and off. That's what we're doing. There we go. Turn the lights on and off. And okay, all right. Let's draw this. Let's give this sucker away.
Let's give this sucker away.
That's it.
Okay. All right, last call. Here we go. We've got looks like about 280 people so far.
Somebody's decided that might be a fun one to have.
I think so.
Okay.
Somebody just discovered our channel. This is so beautiful. Instantly subscribed.
Oh, thank you. I think we're fun.
And we teach you how to paint.
Yeah, there's that.
We throw that
There's
in
that.
as a
There's
side
that
bonus.
option too. We actually teach you how to paint. What a concept, right? Okay, so let me just move this out of the way.
Laura just made a donation. Lesson, please. Yes, I'm trying to bribe you. LOL. Thank you both for your hard work.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
All right. We'll get our little girl fired up here.
Yes.
Or are you picking?
What's that? Yeah. Let her go. We'll put the first one. We'll let pick.
Oh, you slay me. Alrighty. Freeze the top. How many do we have? $281. All right, we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 281.
Your random number between 1 and 281 is 64.
64?
64.
So you complained the other day she wasn't picking low numbers. Now that's all she's doing.
Well, okay. But that's still pretty awesome. Who won that?
Maureen AU. I've never heard of a last name like that.
Maureen?
Maureen.
Congratulations. I will sign this.
Yeah, I will type it in. Winner of painting. Maureen AU.
Maureen, please use the contact us on gingercooklive.gallery with your mailing address. And we'll have this going out by the end of the week.
Yeah, that'd be fun, right?
Yes.
This will be fun. I hope you had fun. I hope you guys had fun watching.
Well, I think everyone wants this to be a big lesson.
I think it could definitely could be a big lesson.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, I mean, I think I could spend a little more time on the fish and stuff, but all in all, you get the general idea of how this worked, right? So that part's fun. For me, that's a good thing. I'm going to get it a little bit lighter around here as we're doing it. So, you guys, here's the deal. Now, what do we know in case you came in here late, right? What do we know? We know that this painting will not be, this video will not be, once we, let's start again. What do we know, John? Help me explain
What do we
this.
know for sure? This video you're watching on September 5th, 2018 was live. It was going to be taken down until September 12th, where it will be permanently displayed starting at noon Central, we're hoping. We're going to shoot for noon Central on next Wednesday, a week from today, which should be the 12th of September. And we are doing this because as we're out and about and doing things and can't always do a live for you, we want to see if you guys enjoy and appreciate and want us to continue doing lives and then put them up for replay later. So put comments below this video, if you would, if you'd like us to continue doing this practice. Or the other method would be, if you look at her sunflower, Ginger did a sunflower lesson, which is just her teaching with no live, no interaction, no questions, just her teaching. What's your preference? That's what we're going for, so we know what to do.
Yeah,
We
just let
personally
us
like
know.
doing it live because we like to interact with you guys, answer. You ask questions that we don't think of,
That's right. That's the thing. And, I mean,
and that's
you
how we all
absolutely-
learn.
Yeah, so we like it. We like that, but we want to just see what's the. Okay, sorry. All right, I'm done. But
How
I do
long
think
ago did you sign it?
I signed it a while ago, but I lied. Okay, so there's our koi fish. That was our 10-minute painting, which was with 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
But all right, you got to see a sketch of it, and I guess I will turn that into a tutorial because I think that would be really nice, don't you?
Can you put the
And
other
here's
one above it?
there's the painting for that.
For
This was
today.
our video. This was our lesson. This is our last painting. If you want to just pause your computer here, if you want to see this when you're trying to paint it. Okay, where'd you come from? Okay, so that's the lesson for the day. This is the Aztec beach.
Oh, that's what you called it.
I didn't call it anything, but it is.
Well, you just did now, because I called it Cozumel Beach.
It's Cozumel Beach. That's what it is. Cozumel Beach, but it was at the Aztec ruins. That's what those guys had, and then all came inshore in their little canoes and stuff. How cool is that? Just imagine 1,000 years ago, all those little guys dancing around the campfire, all good, right? Making their blood sacrifices
Okay.
off the pyramids.
Okay, I think we've been on the air way too long.
Say goodnight.
If there's anything else you need us to know, write us.
Bye.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Sammy, Judy, are you out there somewhere?
All right, I'll put them both here. Can they see them both here now, John?
Well, I got it back. No, okay, now see, now you're coming back. Okay, there we go.
Can you see them both?
Don't move them. Leave them alone.
All right, not touching. I touch nothing.
Touch nothing.
Touch nothing,
All
dollars.
right,
It's
let's
auto
find our
perfect.
thumbnail. Put our thumbnail back up there. Get our bear ready to take us out of here with Judy. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us.
Bye.
I'm a student, I say with glee, of Ginger Cook's Academy. Take your time and do not rush. Use ruby satin, silver brush. Don't use black and mix the green. Learn what blend and grayscale mean. Yes, I hope each day to earn coaching praises as I learn. I'll be an artist, wait and see. Ginger means the world to me.